Hi guys, it is Cara the Bubblelush. So I had a really great request for a video all about our Christmas traditions. And the hard thing about traditions, I think, is that sometimes they become so ingrained that you don't necessarily even realize that they're a tradition. So I took a minute and I wrote down a list, and I'm going to kind of go through it kind of in chronological order of how we attack the season. And I hope I've remembered everything. I really forgot something. So the first thing, we start the holiday season by going and getting our Christmas tree, and it is always a big deal. We pack everybody up in the car. We have thermoses of hot chocolate. We're all dressed really warmly, lots of layers, hats, scarves, mittens, everything, and snow boots. And we go up into the mountains, and we found this really great kind of a tree farm, but they incorporate kind of a wagon sleigh ride type of thing, so the kids really think that's a lot of fun. You get to go out and pick your own tree. They bundle it for you, which is really nice, so it's easier to get back home. There's a fire, there's free hot chocolate and cider, so the kids think that that's really great, and candy canes everywhere, and it's just a really great homey atmosphere, and I really like it. Plus, it's a long enough drive that the kids really feel like they went into the mountains, and it was a big adventure, and it wasn't just like a tree lot up the road. So that is kind of how we start the season, and we always take a family picture when we're out amongst the trees, and they look really cute. And I realized this year that I should probably buy a new coat, because I've been wearing the pink coat for the past like 3 pictures. So anyways. Then when we get home, we set the tree up, and that is always a ridiculous thing because we realize that we got a tree that is a foot too tall, and so Chris has to get down and cut a foot off, and we scraped it across the ceiling, and it's just like a big mess. But we finally get it in the house. Oh, I also had to rearrange all of my living room furniture because it just never works with the Christmas tree. So that's always a mess. The furniture is just a little oddly placed when the Christmas tree is in the room, but who cares? So then we finally decorate the tree, and we always have a lot of Hallmark ornaments. That was just something that my mom and I grew up doing. Oh, I forgot another thing I need to add to that list. Put that, hopefully I remember it. My mom always went the day after Christmas and bought Hallmark ornaments 50% off. And so it's just something that I still do to this day. And so then the next year when we're opening up, we have all these new ornaments, and they're all from the last year, and we can always kind of look back and be like, oh, this is to represent, you know, Hannah and Chris out in the snow. And our tree, we have like 3 different motifs of ornaments. One is really bright, multicolored, and that usually goes on a small tree in Hannah's room, but we didn't set it up this year. I don't really know why. And then there's another tree that we can do downstairs in the den, but we didn't do it this year. I don't really know why. And that's kind of a red and gold and brown themed tree, which is really pretty. And the tree that we mainly do upstairs is white, silver, blue, snowflake, snowman, and angel theme. It's really, I love the ornaments. I think they're really pretty. So, yeah. We do have some ornaments from like when Chris was little and when I was little, but his ornaments from his childhood, there are a lot of like homemade ornaments, so honestly we don't put them on the tree most of the time, just because they're getting to the point where they are really fragile, because Chris is getting up in years and they're old. So they've seen a lot of Christmases, so we look at them when they're in the ornament box, but we don't usually put them on the tree just because they're on their last legs. Anyways, so then that night after we decorated the tree, we have pizza, and it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of a nice day that we spend as a family, and it ends up being like the whole day, from going to getting the tree and then setting it up, decorating it, having pizza, and the past couple of years we've been watching Beauty and the Beast. But I think maybe as Hannah gets a little older, we'll probably transition to a movie like Elf, which is a little funnier and more, I don't know, lighthearted. So anyway, every year we go with the kids and we take pictures with Santa. And there have been some really funny ones. I think I'm going to try to include, I'll scan and include the last ones. And then this year, of course, we took a picture with both Hannah and William, since it's William's first Christmas. And it's definitely harder to get a picture with both of the kids looking nice and smiling. But I think it's worth it. It's a nice little keepsake. And thankfully, both of the kids handled it really well. So then one thing that we definitely do all Christmas season long is church. We don't miss a Sunday. we really kind of want to make sure that Hannah understands the reason for the season. And right now, she does not. She doesn't get it. I don't blame her. I've tried talking to her about it. She doesn't really get it. But she's 3. But we try to keep, she loves going to church. That is a positive place for her to go to, and she looks forward to it. So that's really fun, and we are fully embracing that. And so we go to church every Sunday, and we also go to a Wednesday night soup supper. So Advent soup suppers. I grew up doing that. I think Chris did too, but not at his church, but that was kind of like a community thing that they did. And I don't know, it's just having like a midweek fellowship, and it's just kind of special. It's, something I like doing, and I'm glad Chris likes doing it as well, and I'm glad that the other people in our church are cool with having Hannah and William talking and babbling during, our little Bible studies. So that is really nice, and that's something that's important. And kind of on that same note, we go to the Christmas Eve candlelight service, and it has to be a candlelight service. I went one time to a church that didn't do. They didn't pass out candles, and they didn't sing the Christmas carols like with the light, and it just didn't feel like Christmas for some reason. And then another year I was super sick. Was that when I found out I was, no, it wasn't when I was pregnant with Hannah, but there was a year kind of recently that I was super sick and I didn't go to Christmas Eve service, and the next morning it didn't feel like Christmas, like something was missing. So that's also an important part for me, and I hope that Hannah kind of looks forward to that as well. And it's something that we all kind of get like dressed for, and that's where Hannah wears like a nice dress, and William has a really cute sweater, and it's just kind of a more formal church service, at least for us. Maybe not for everybody else, but for us it is. And then when we come home from church, from that Christmas Eve service, this is one of Chris's family traditions, we have this soup, and it is this cheesy wild rice soup, and Chris and I have tweaked it by we've done the addition of bread bowls. So now we serve it in these little individual bread bowls. And usually it's just me, Chris, my mom and my dad, and then, Hannah and William now. And so this is something new for my parents the past, I guess, 5 years that we've been here in Oregon, but I think they've come to embrace it as well. And it's definitely, that is super important to Chris. Like every year we have to have the cheese and wild rice soup. And maybe I can include a link, or maybe we can film making it this year and share the recipe with you guys, but it is delicious. It's one of those soups that's like based with Velveeta, which I'm, really? Velveeta? But it's delicious. I will give it to him. It is delicious. I think Chris's family had a tradition on Christmas Eve. They opened up the presents from like family members, like from grandma and aunts and uncles. I think that's kind of what they did. And then on Christmas Day was presents from the parents and Santa. Brenda, Chris, somebody critique me, but they had like 2 sessions of opening presents. My family growing up, we definitely did not do that. I don't think we opened up anything on Christmas Eve. Everything was on Christmas morning. Santa presents and mom and dad presents. So that's kind of what we do here as well, but usually I let Hannah open a package that is new pajamas. How lame, right? So I don't really know. I guess we'll have to talk about it because, Hannah's not gonna remember what we did last year. So this is kind of a chance for us to figure out what our tradition is going to be. And so we might just let them open up one present and like pajamas on Christmas Eve. I don't know, we'll have to talk about that. Oh, and then talking about presents, I started doing this. I wrap all the presents in the house. Chris is horrible at wrapping presents. It's a family thing. I've seen all of you guys wrapping presents in Chris's family. You guys are horrible present wrappers. I love you, and I know it's the, it's the intention behind the present and everything, but horrible wrappers. Whew. So I'm the one that wraps all the presents. And so I've started this thing where I have different papers for different people. So basically I buy a 4-pack of coordinating papers so that under the tree it looks really nice, but each person has their own paper, kind of. So Hannah this year gets this super cute pink with snowmen. Do you see it? It's very cute. This is, oh, I just totally lost it. Woodsies. It's, it looks kind of like Calico Critters. It's a line at Target, and so I bought her some new little figurines, and she got some furniture from another family member. So we're gonna try to get her interested in her dollhouse again because it's fallen out of favor. So we're trying to zhuzh it up a bit. So this is for her dollhouse. And then this is William's wrapping paper. And I was shaking it, trying to remember what this was, and I actually had to open it. So remind me to tape this back shut. But it's okay to sneak it because I wrapped it. So this is a tractor that goes with his new Little People barn. And then this wrapping paper is for presents for like the family, but it's really like for both kids to share. So this is a box of bath toys. Bath toys, a new boat, some crayons to go in the bath. So it's just kind of like a mishmash. There's a bunch of bath toys. And then, ooh, one more thing. And then this is the wrapping paper for the adults. So this right here is a DVD of Magic Mike. And then Santa's presents. I hope Hannah's asleep. I think she's asleep. Santa's presents. They get wrapped with Santa wrapping paper. Like Santa. It's got Santa on it. See? So, and also Santa's presents are the only ones that are going to have like ribbon, bows, they'll like look professional. The ones from Mom and Dad are just going to be wrapped. Nicely, but just wrapped. No ribbon and bows. That's just ridiculous. Okay, and I don't do a lot of gift bags. I know some families do a ton of gift bags. I don't, unless it's like super awkward shaped. And then usually I'll just find a box to put it in and then wrap it. It helps cut down the sneakiness. When you have a toddler, the toddler is going to open and look at stuff, but they don't necessarily know yet how to play surgery with the tape and conceal their snooping. But gift bags, those kids will snoop. We put all the presents from Mom and Dad usually under the tree. This year we didn't because William is the one trying to open the presents. So they're still all down in my craft room. It looks like I'm a hoarder or something in here because I've got all the presents. And then the Santa presents appear on Christmas morning, except for this year, all the presents are just going to magically appear on Christmas morning. Let's see. In our stockings, oh, this is what I wanted to remember. So as far as our stockings go, I made them. They're coordinating, and I made them from a cable, like a really pretty creamy cable knit sweater. And so there's four stockings, they all match, and they're just really cute and homemade and pretty. But one thing that I do to zhuzh them up, and this is again from my mom, every year she would buy us a pin, like a brooch lapel pin, and put it on our stockings. So each year we got a new stocking. So our stockings look crazy bedazzled. They look like one of those vests on one of those like cheesy restaurants that's just like covered with, ooh, what's that word? Oh, you guys know, it's the Jennifer Aniston. You know, they only have 30 pieces of pizzazz, bling. Leave it in the comment section below. What word am I missing? Do you know what I'm talking about? You read my mind. Do you know what I'm talking about? Anyways, so that's what our stockings look like because they are covered in brooch pins. So Chris and I have been doing that every year that we are together, and on the back on a little Sharpie I write what the year is. So it's kind of nice to go back and see like as they go. Chris usually ends up with a lot of like moose or snowmen or like snowflakes because he always wants a white Christmas, and then I end up with a lot of snowflakes and angels and bells and girly stuff. And then now Hannah's starting to get him, and William will get his first pen this year, so it's very exciting. Now I just have to find 4 lapel pins. Those are so hard to find, but usually I can find them at Kohl's. Hallmark used to make them and I could find them at Hallmark stores, but that's fallen out of favor. So usually I have to go to like a Kohl's, Mervyn's, JCPenney's, that type of store to find old lady brooch lapel pins for Christmas season. So that's kind of a weird thing that we do. And then the adults get lottery tickets in their stockings, like scratch it lottery tickets. Usually they're the bingo ones because those take forever to play. So after we open all the presents, the kids are playing with their new toys, and the parents are sitting with little scratch tickets and like, woo, I won $1. And you know, we never win more than we spent, but it's just kind of a nice little like down activity to kind of calm down after the craziness of opening all the presents. We are starting to do like a date night thing now that my parents come up for holidays. They watch the kids and then we can go out. So Chris and I bought movie tickets, and we're hoping to get out on Christmas night and go see a movie because we don't really get all that many date nights together, but we want to take advantage of when the grandparents are here and can watch the kids and we can kind of get away for a couple hours and just be us. And then the next day shopping, I already mentioned that like the next day I go to the Hallmark store and buy a couple Hallmark ornaments, and then I'll try to get the little brooches for that year. And then sometimes I'll get like, you know, some new Christmas decor or some new lights. Like this year I need to buy half price outdoor Christmas lights because Chris wants to take it up one notch every year. Take it up a notch. And okay, and then the last thing I have on here is talk about Santa versus parent gifts. So I know some people do the like 4 presents and that's it. You know, we buy more than that. We don't spoil the kids. They maybe get like 10 presents each, and they're toys and toys, clothes, pajamas, books, that kind of thing that I've had my eye on the past couple months. I usually buy them on sale. They're all useful, educational, something that the kids need. And then the Santa present is usually a big present. And now that Hannah is starting to like request things, I guess we're kind of scrambling at the last minute to figure out to fill her request from Santa the other day. So for example, Santa is getting William a VTech learning walker. I still have to wrap that. That's the last present I need to wrap. And it's got like an activity board, and then he can also kind of walk with it really slowly. You can control the wheels. So that's what William is getting. Hannah, well, she is getting, because I already wrapped it from Santa, a you know, Beauty and the Beast, the bell, like a costume dress up with the costume jewelry. And then she's also getting Little Mermaid on DVD. But when she sat on Santa's lap, she asked for a Play-Doh ice cream maker. Chris found one on Amazon for like 12 bucks, so it should be here on Monday, and we'll wrap that too from Santa because why not? Just add it in. But we do operate on a budget for Christmas, and I have a list. And as I buy the kids, I keep a running tally. Like I set myself a limit of how much we're going to spend each kid. And once I hit that limit, we're done. And it's definitely a limit on Chris and my gifts. I think this year we spent $100. Yep, $100. And he had a really big say in how his money was spent. And I had a big say in how my money was spent. And, you know, like Chris got a really... sounds dumb, but he got like a really nice memory foam pillow. He got a new baseball cap and something else, I forget. And I got like a perfume that I've really been wanting. I got a new Bravado bra and something else that I can't remember. But anyways, we keep a budget and I keep a list, and as far as adult gifts go, we have a lot to say. Oh, and one last thing as far as presents to family members go, we spent, for quite a few years, we were trying to buy like individual presents for everybody, and it ended up being really expensive, and we felt like, in a way, it kind of wasn't all that personal because we just went to the store and bought them something, and a lot of times it was a gift card. So what we started doing a couple years ago was we would go apple picking, and then we went apple and pear picking, and then we went apple, pear, and peach picking, and then this year we added strawberries and raspberries and all sorts of stuff, and we make our own preserves. And then for close family and friends, we send them a box of like 4 different preserves. And to us, that's like a really personal gift in a way, because it's something that we did as a family. We went out and we picked the organic fruit from local farms. We came home, we made all the preserves ourselves, canned them ourselves, and we sent them to them with love. So sometimes I think that homemade gifts are really nice, and so far no one's complained. We've got a lot of compliments on the recipes. People really like how they taste, and so that's just been kind of a successful thing that we've done over the past couple of years. Hope you guys like it if you're family or friends that are watching this, because we really do send it to you with love, and it's a nice present that the whole family gets to do together. So yeah, anyways, that is our Christmas tradition. Sorry this video was a little longer than I anticipated it, but I don't know, Christmas is just a special time with the family, and to me it doesn't really matter necessarily how you celebrate it or what you do, as long as you're with family and it is a peaceful, joyful, loving time that you spend together as a family. So anyways, from my family to yours, that is our Christmas traditions. I would love to see yours, and I will talk to you guys later.
Our Christmas trees, every day we call trees, Christmas trees. Every day Santa comes to my house and draw presents for me.